In the FX markets, looking at the September British pound futures, which had an up week, finally, first up week in price for the British pound in the last four. We were only up 2 days and down 2 days this week. It almost looks unchanged when you look at it on a chart, but that up 2 days versus the settlement last Friday leaves us up about 0.5% on the week. On the low today, it actually struggled down 0.9% at 122.61. But then on the high, we were up over 0.5%, 123.41. We finished the day up around 0.25%. GFK consumer confidence in the UK came out last night, and it was abysmal. -41, which is a record low. It's the second record low for the GFK consumer confidence in two releases, in the last two releases of the data, I should say. And it's the lowest level in 48 years. That's the entire stretch of time that they've been releasing the GFK consumer confidence data. So it's not a small data set, this record low. It's not like it's a 2-year-old piece of economic data. It's been around for almost a half of a century, and this is the lowest level on record. Lots to do with rising prices, obviously, but that's when we started to see a little bit of a rally in the British pound after that kind of made its way through the market, was exhausted, and then we saw short covering coming in toward the weekend. As we look to next week, we get the final GDP for June. That's due out next week. So that's likely to be the next driver of the British pound and potentially the next driver of the direction of the Bank of England, which has been aggressive on inflation. That's likely why we got such a dip in that consumer confidence rate as inflation takes a bite and as the higher interest rates take a bite. And of course, that's the whole point of raising rates, to slow the economy and potentially slow the growth of inflation.